All right, late recap of the Cavaliers getting a win over the Mavericks at home. Final score 100-99 in overtime. The Cavs getting away with another sloppy performance against Dallas. I thought they got away with kind of not their best game against the Pacers as well. So maybe a couple of games that you win where maybe if things bounce another way and probably the way the better team was playing for most of the game, then maybe the Cavs wouldn't be winning. But, they're not all going to be Picassos. You have to take your wins any way you can get them. The Cavs never really able to put it all together for like this dominant run and stretch against the Mavericks where you could tell like, yes, this is the moment where the Cavs put their stamp on the game. They just kind of let Dallas just kind of crap all over themselves and be the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavs were without Luka Doncic. However, Kemba Walker and Christian Wood looked like all-stars in this game. Kemba Walker specifically had a really nice showing for him. Darius Garland with a rough shooting night, as did the most of the Cavs in general had a bad shooting night. But I do highlight him because he did have an 18-point, 12-assist double-double, along with 7 rebounds and 4 steals. He's also credited with a block. So he's doing some good stuff on this game, and he also led the team in plus-minus for whatever that's worth. I know some people with plus-minus, maybe it's not that great of a stat, but when you are the team leader and it's by a little bit of a good margin, then maybe it's worth noting. The Cavs' three-point shooting was awful. Kevin Love was the only person to make more than one three-point shot. He was 3 for 9, so it wasn't like he was shooting the lights out either. Just kind of the only one who was making more than one. Jarrett Allen with a game-high 15 rebounds. With Kemba Walker and Christian Wood were scoring all over the place. The late game sequence for the Cavs, I'm just going to jump right to the late game sequence because the Cavs were just played like whatever against a team that was much worse than them, and they were able to hang around in the game and eventually get the lead. So they're up by 1 with an inbounds pass off of a timeout. There's seconds left in this game, and Dallas has to foul. So they do, and the inbounds pass for the Cavs off of a timeout goes to Jarrett Allen, which was not exactly a great move. I don't think you want Jarrett Allen to be shooting clutch free throws, especially I think he was only 1 for 4 before overtime, and so it wasn't like he was having a good free throw shooting night and you were riding the hot hand or anything. It was just you just straight up passed it to your worst free throw shooter in clutch time for some reason, and he hits 1 out of 2 free throws, so the Cavs were now up by 2. Somehow Kemba Walker gets the ball and he's able to get an isolation while being guarded by also Jarrett Allen. Look, I like Jarrett Allen. I think he is a tremendous player on defense, and he gives his Cavs something that obviously the Cavs need, but he should not be shooting free throws or guarding point guards in order to close out games. This cannot be how JB Bickerstaff and the coaching staff drew this sequence going, and I still think it is a little bit on coaching that it ended up that way because you have to. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like, the players, they just screwed the pooch and it makes JB look kind of silly. But again, one of the scenarios is that maybe you just don't put Jarrett Allen in the game. I know he's your starter and you want him in there for most situations, but if you're just going to shoot a free throw and you need to pass it to anybody available, maybe Jarrett Allen should not have been in the game if you're relying on some clutch free throw shots. This cannot be how the Cavs wanted that last game, the late game sequence to go in the fourth quarter. Kemba Walker blows by Jarrett Allen for a layup, and that is what forces overtime. The overtime starts out with a Kemba Walker three-pointer. It looks like at this point he might just take over the game and steal it for the Mavs himself. But however, Karis LeVert was able to drive and make a shot off of the glass to make it a one-point game for the Mavs. And then Darius Garland would find Jarrett Allen in the paint for a dunk for the Cavs to take the lead with about 2 minutes left. Both teams flounder trying to score again before the Mavericks get the last chance. It was a really sloppy overtime. They have a very discombobulated final possession, ending with a missed shot that was contested pretty heavily. The Cavs win. And honestly, again, I just feel like it wasn't the Cavs necessarily having a dominant stretch. It was more like the Mavericks aren't that good of a team, even with Kemba Walker and Christian Wood putting up the performances that they had. The Mavs were just kind of a mess of a team. Good for Jarrett Allen to get the game-winning dunk, as it would eventually turn out to be, even though he was kind of the subject of those late fourth quarter kind of gaffes a little bit. I'm not saying it was his fault. I mean, he's not, obviously, again, I don't think he should be shooting clutch free throws or having to guard point guards to close out a game. but that is Jared Allen on the end of those, and it was nice to see him kind of get a dunk to win the game for a little bit of a rebound there. And also good for Kemba Walker. He certainly had a throwback game for himself. He certainly looked like an all-star that we've seen him be before. Maybe this second chance with Dallas is what he needed. The Cavs do, again, like I want to say, the Cavs did get a win, but it was mostly saved by the Mavericks just kind of being not that good and without Luka Doncic and all that stuff. So anyway, you'll take the wins any way you can get them. I just don't know if necessarily if the Cavs did a whole lot to impress me or anybody else with that one, but it's a win in the W column, and that's all you need to get points for seeding with the playoffs, which is when it really matters. Although I don't think the Cavs are in any position to be like, oh yeah, where the regular season is just a warm up when they haven't made the postseason in quite some time. So thank you all for watching. If you made it this far into the video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you liked it. Let me know if you have something to say down in the comments below. I will see you at the next one.